Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a great day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Today, we need to talk about something bigger than politics, bigger than party lines, and bigger than any single public figure. Because yesterday, during a public appearance, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar was hit with an unidentified liquid thrown by someone in the crowd. Authorities haven't confirmed what the substance was or the intent behind it, but the moment itself was jarring, and it raises a much deeper question. Is free speech really free anymore? Can you now be targeted for speaking freely? Footage from the event shows Congresswoman Omar speaking to supporters when a person steps forward and throws a liquid in her direction. Security reacted immediately. The crowd was stunned, and within minutes, the clip was circulating online. Everybody could see it. That was a frightening moment. Now, I'm not here to speculate about motives or substances. Those details are still unconfirmed. But what is clear is that a line was crossed. A physical act replaced a political disagreement. And that's where this conversation really begins. Ilhan Omar is one of the most outspoken members of Congress. She takes strong positions, she challenges institutions, and she speaks in ways that spark intense reactions, admiration from some, criticism from others. And we see this on display daily. She is outspoken, and a lot of people don't agree with her. But regardless of where anyone stands politically, we're watching a moment where public speech is becoming physically dangerous for the people delivering it. And this isn't just about Ilhan Omar. This is part of a broader pattern we've seen across the political spectrum. Public officials face harassment, threats, and escalating hostility simply for doing their jobs in public spaces when there are people who don't agree with them. When political disagreement turns into physical confrontation, however, democracy loses something essential. Because in this democracy, we are guaranteed free speech by the Constitution. And even though free speech is guaranteed by the Constitution, there's always been a tension between free speech and safety. Free speech is supposed to be the foundation of American political life. It protects debate, criticism, and dissent, even when it's uncomfortable or is opposed to. But what happens when exercising that right puts people at risk? When a politician speaks boldly, they're using their constitutional rights. When someone responds with physical aggression, that's not debate. That's intimidation. Yes, it is. And intimidation has a chilling effect. It discourages people, especially women, immigrants, and minorities, from participating in public life at all. But Ilhan Omar did not respond with fear. I found that very interesting. What stood out to me and a lot of people was how she reacted in the moment. Even after being struck with that unidentified liquid, she didn't freeze or retreat. Footage shows her immediately stepping toward the person who threw that at her before security intervened and held her back. Now, I'm not saying what she intended to do. I'm only describing what was visible on camera. And many viewers interpreted her reaction as a sign of composure and courage under pressure. I absolutely saw that as courage under pressure. I was impressed. It's not every day you see a public official respond to a physical act with that level of immediacy and steadiness. And whether people agree with her politics or not, that moment sparked a conversation about what it takes to stand in front of a crowd, speak openly, and face unpredictable situations in real time. Because that was threatening. To be honest, that was a threatening situation, but she did not recoil, neither did she retreat. She didn't duck and dodge. She went forward. Ilhan Omar often becomes the center of heated political conversation. Her background, her identity, and her policy positions all intersect in ways that make her a lightning rod in American politics. Some people see her as a fearless voice challenging the status quo, while others strongly disagree with her positions and her rhetoric, and they behave as if she doesn't have a right to free speech. But disagreement is not the issue here. Disagreement is healthy. Disagreement is supposed to be democratic. The issue is when disagreement escalates into acts that could cause harm. And yesterday's incident is a reminder that the line between political tension and physical danger is thinner than it should be. And this is not the first time something like this has happened in America. So we're not going to pretend here that this was the very first time that this has happened. No, it is not. So, no, this is not the first time something like this has happened. But we cannot ask the question too often. If public officials can't speak without facing physical hostility, what does that say about the state of our democracy? We don't have to agree with Congresswoman Ilhan Omar to agree that she, like every elected official, deserves safety. We don't have to share her politics to recognize that violence, intimidation, and harassment have no place in civic life. Because once physical acts become part of our political expression, the entire system becomes unstable. And I don't know how you fix it when you have a country where people can get up in any forum and freely speak. And sometimes you have people who may not be in the healthiest state who disagree with you or who want to support somebody else. Now all of a sudden, your life is at risk. We're still perfecting the union. And I guess you have to accept the fact that there is some risk in being involved in political life, especially when you are a polarizing figure like Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. So, as we continue to perfect our union, we have to find ways to keep our politicians safe because they do deserve safety, whether you agree with them or not. Okay, y'all, let me know what you think about this video. Thank you for listening. Give me a thumbs up and have a wonderful day.